Most financial advisors will tell you to wait until 70 to file for Social Security. I usually agree with them. But there are specific situations where filing at 62 is the smart move. I'm not talking about being desperate for cash. I'm talking about strategic reasons. Reasons that involve real math, real tax planning, and a clear look at what actually maximizes your lifetime wealth, not just your monthly paycheck. After working with hospital employees over the last 10 years, I've seen firsthand that the always wait advice doesn't always hold up. And the reason it doesn't has everything to do with how Social Security interacts with the rest of your financial plan, including your taxes, your portfolio, your spouse's benefit, and yes, even your health. Today, I'm walking you through 5 legitimate strategic reasons to file for Social Security at 62. I'll show you the actual math behind one of the most powerful strategies for married couples. And I'll explain why many high earners are suddenly filing early right now. So stay through to the end, because the 5th reason connects to a tax strategy that most healthcare professionals completely overlook. Here's the thing, many people get wrong about Social Security timing. They treat it like a standalone decision. Should I take less money now or more money later? And when you frame it that way, waiting almost always wins. The break-even age between filing at 62 versus 70 falls somewhere between 78 and 81. If you live past that, you come out ahead by waiting. But that calculation ignores everything else. Your tax bracket, your portfolio withdrawals, your spouse's benefit, your Medicare premiums. Social Security doesn't exist in a vacuum. And when you factor in how it interacts with the rest of your retirement plan, the answer for some people flips entirely. That's what I want to show you today. Not the generic break-even math, the real math. The math that includes your whole picture. Reason number 1, your health or family history suggests a shorter timeline. I'll be direct about this one. If you have a chronic condition, or if longevity doesn't run in your family, the break-even math changes dramatically. Filing at 62 versus waiting until 70 doesn't pay off until somewhere around age 78 to 81. That's a long time to wait. Michael Kitts has published a piece making a point I think more advisors should acknowledge. Treating a dollar at age 95 the same as a dollar at age 62 can push people toward underspending during the years they're healthiest and most active. There's a real cost to delaying, not just financially, but in terms of what you can actually do with the money. Nobody likes talking about this, but if you're 62 and your father passed at 71 and your mother at 74, the math isn't ambiguous. Take the money. Use it while you can. Reason number 2, you've retired into a volatile or declining market, and your portfolio needs breathing room. This is one of the most underappreciated reasons to file early, especially for people that have accumulated significant retirement savings and are now living off those accounts. If you retire at 62 and the market drops 25% in your first year, it doesn't just take 25% to get the portfolio back to even, or even 33%. Every dollar you pull from your portfolio during that decline can significantly reduce its ability to recover. In this example, if you pull 4% from your portfolio, you'd need over a 40% return to get back to even. That's sequence of returns risk. And it's one of the biggest threats to a portfolio in early retirement. Meanwhile, filing for Social Security at 62 in a down market can generate close to $3,000 per month. And every dollar of that is a dollar you don't have to pull from a depressed portfolio. You're giving your investments time to recover instead of selling into a decline. Now, this isn't a blanket recommendation. If markets are strong and your portfolio is solid, the math may favor waiting. But if you're watching your accounts drop and you're pulling $8,000 or $10,000 a month from your IRA to cover expenses, filing at 62 becomes a pressure release valve that may improve the sustainability of retirement accounts. I'm curious, where are you with this decision? Have you already thought through when you'll file? Or is this still something you're still working through? Drop your age and your current thinking in the comments below. Reason number 3, and this is the one I want to spend extra time on, because for married couples, it might be the most powerful strategy on this entire list. The spousal coordination strategy. Here's how it works. If you're married and one spouse earns significantly more than the other, the lower earning spouse files at 62 while the higher earning spouse delays all the way to 70. Early in my career, I defaulted to telling every client to delay as long as possible. Both spouses. Maximum benefit for everyone. But when I started running the numbers through our tax planning software for real households, Not just the averages, but actual couples with $1, $2, or $3 million saved. The answer surprised me. Let me show you why. Picture Tom and Linda. Tom is 62, a recently retired physician. Linda is 60, still working part-time as a consultant. They've got about $2.5 million saved, most of it in a traditional IRA. Tom's estimated Social Security benefit at 67 is about $3,000 a month. At 62, that drops to $2,100. At 70, it grows to $3,720. They spend about $12,000 a month. Without Social Security, all of that comes from their portfolio. $144,000 a year in IRA withdrawals, fully taxable as ordinary income. That pushes them into the 22% bracket. Now, what if Linda, the lower earner, files at 62? Her benefit would be roughly $1,190 a month. That's about $14,280 a year coming into the household. And here's what that does. Their IRA withdrawals drop from $144,000 to about $129,000. That reduces their taxes slightly because 85% of Social Security is taxed versus 100% of IRA withdrawals. It basically buys Tom time to delay his benefit to 70, where it grows by 5% per year from age 62 to 64, 6.67% from age 64 to 67, and an additional 8% per year from 67 to 70. And here's the part a lot of folks miss. Tom's larger delayed benefit also becomes Linda's survivor benefit if he passes first. This is one of the most underappreciated reasons to file early. Now contrast what happens if both Tom and Linda delay to 70. For 8 years, every dollar comes from their portfolio. In a flat market, that's manageable. In a down market, they're liquidating $144,000 a year from declining accounts. The coordinated approach brings money in the door, protects the portfolio, and still maximizes the larger benefit. For many married couples in this income range, it's the best of both worlds. Keep in mind, this is a hypothetical scenario for illustrative purposes and does not represent actual results. If you're finding this helpful, do me a favor and hit subscribe. I post content related to difficult financial decisions in a clear and understandable way. Reason number 4, the trust fund reality. I want to be careful here because I've seen too many videos use this to scare people into bad decisions. But the numbers are the numbers. The 2025 Social Security Trustees Report forecasted that the Old Age Trust Fund will be depleted by 2033, not eliminated, depleted. After that, Social Security can still pay about 77% of scheduled benefits from ongoing payroll taxes. Now think about what that means for someone who's 62 today. If you delay to 70, you'd reach age 69 before the trust fund is projected to run out. Under that projection, you'd get 1 year of your maximum benefit, and then potentially face a 23% cut. Filing at 62 means you collect 100% of a reduced benefit starting now. They've never once allowed benefits to actually be cut, so the odds are in your favor. But if you're someone who plans around certainty rather than probability, there's a logic to collecting sooner rather than hoping for a legislative fix. Especially for high earners, where means-tested reductions have been floated in multiple proposals. Between January and May of 2025, Social Security claims surged 18% compared to the prior year. And the biggest increase was among high-earning 62-year-olds. These aren't people who need the money. They're people running the same calculations I just walked you through. I'd love to hear from you. What's your biggest concern about Social Security? The trust fund? The tax impact? Figuring out the right age? Let me know in the comments. Your questions help me decide what to cover next. Reason number 5. You've stopped working, and every dollar from your IRA is costing you more than you realize. Here's something most healthcare professionals overlook. If you've retired at 62 and you're funding your entire lifestyle from IRA withdrawals, every single dollar is taxed as ordinary income. On $144,000 in IRA withdrawals for a married couple in 2026, you're paying upwards of 22% in federal taxes alone. Social Security replaces some of that IRA income. But here's the key difference. At most, only 85% of your Social Security benefit is taxable. For many people, especially in the early years, it's much less. Going back to Tom and Linda, by having Linda file at 62 and replacing $14,280 of IRA withdrawals with Social Security income. They're swapping fully taxable dollars for partially taxable dollars. That's a lower effective tax rate, and it may open room for Roth conversions in those gap years before RMDs kick in, which compounds the tax savings for decades. The gap years between age 62 and 73, before required minimum distributions force money out of your IRA. That's the golden window for tax planning. And in some cases, filing early for Social Security is the move that makes the rest of the strategy work. Let me bring this together. 5 strategic reasons, not desperate reasons, to consider filing at 62. Health and timeline, portfolio protection in volatile markets, spousal coordination to maximize household income and survivor benefits, the trust fund math, and what a potential 23% cut means for your plan. And finally, the hidden tax cost of IRA-only withdrawals. Now, I want to be clear about something. For many people, delaying Social Security is still the right call. Research from the NBER suggests the vast majority of Americans would benefit from waiting. We see this consistently when helping clients with Social Security timing strategies. These 5 reasons are exceptions, not the rule. They apply to specific situations. And if you're not sure whether one of them fits you, that's worth a conversation with a professional. One more thing. If you're still working at 62 and earning more than $24,480 a year, there's an earnings test that can temporarily reduce your benefits. That changes the math on early filing significantly. Make sure you factor that in. What's the common thread here? Social Security isn't a standalone decision. It's one piece of a plan that includes your taxes, your portfolio, your Medicare premiums, and your spouse. If you're married and approaching this decision, share this video with your spouse. This is one you should really watch together. And if you'd like to see how these 5 scenarios apply to your specific numbers, we offer a complimentary retirement strategy session. No obligation, just a clear conversation about your options. I'll drop a link for my calendar in the description, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Now, everything I just showed you changes completely if you're also planning Roth conversions. And if you're sitting on a large IRA, $1 million or more, we recommend sitting down with an advisor on your specific situation. In future videos, I'll break down the exact math on how we approach Roth conversions and who might be a good candidate. For now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.